Today is one of those slightly nerve-wracking days when you do something for the first time. I am going to try wearing bits of medieval armour on Talos, see how he goes. As always, little by little. These are just my crease plates. I'm going to put them on and then go and get Talos and see how he copes with the noise and shininess. This is one of my crease plates, or at least this is the crease plate, and this is the knee protection and a little bit of the lower leg. This was typically all linked together by rivets. The rivets rotate and also slightly slide and compress, which gives you quite a lot of flexibility. It's semi-enclosed. The armour goes a bit round the thigh, obviously leaves quite a lot of your leg exposed because this side is going to go on the horse. When I'm training horses to wear or to deal with somebody wearing armour, one of the reasons for using this piece is that it's quite close to their body, it's close to where their eyes are in many ways, they can see the reflections, and it has a sort of noise, recognition of noise. Sometimes I would use a glove because I could just discard the gauntlet when I'm riding, but I think Talos is going to be bold enough to deal with the armour straight away. But we will see. You may know that the armour's got lots of different elements to it. This is a stop rib, which stops things sliding up into your groin. I'm not jousting today, so that won't make any difference. I have modern clothes on as well. Normally I'd be wearing this with proper medieval support garments underneath, an arming jacket, all sorts of different things. But for now, I'm just going to point it to put it to my belt actually, and see how that goes. I'm also not going to wrap my knees in any protective blanketing. We know from a medieval document that you're supposed to put a layer of blanket, 2-3 layers of blanket around your knees, which helps protect your knees from impact. Not doing any impact today, so I'll just get away with doing this. I find when I'm putting my leg armour on that sitting down is actually slightly preferable, because when you're on a horse you're more sitting down than standing, although you're sort of standing as well, and this just goes on reasonably well. Now you'll notice I fastened the lower part before the upper part. That's so that I can adjust this bit to my belt and get the right sort of distance there, tie it off to this last piece. There you go. And you can hear the noise that is going to be part of the biggest impact on Talos' psychology. The shininess is a big thing as well. There's two components of shiny armour, shininess and the noise. And it's this rattling metallic noise that really, in my experience, often kicks horses off and gets them scared. So I'll put the other crease on and go and get Talos. You might remember from another video I did on wearing the armour that this crease has a particular impact mark on it, which was done by a friend of mine, Philip Willaume. He struck me with a sharp lance, and I struck him, and his own lance and my impact took him out of the saddle. So I haven't knocked this one out because it's, for me anyway, a historic memory. It's just nice to have it on the armour. And it nicely illustrates the fact that what people call the stop rib is actually doing its job. It does actually stop lances sliding up, because you can see the impact was lower down and it slid up and stopped. And that's where his lance got fastened on me, and then he fell off. He was struck off his horse on that side with much Gallic swearing. He's a very, very good fighter, is Philippe. He teaches longsword, and he normally was beating me in the joust, but in that particular one I came off best. Last bit. You can see how when I'm on a horse, these back plates do act to protect part of your thigh from impact. Obviously the saddle will be here and here, and there's a little less area of the back of your thigh for an enemy's weapon to attack. So this is kind of quite important. We do obviously get fully enclosed leg armour at various periods in history. Fully enclosed armour is possible to ride in, but it's really uncomfortable and unpleasant. It's typically thought of as more used by people on foot who aren't going to be riding, which is to fight in the English style. The English were very famous for dismounting and fighting on foot, so their armour typically of this period in the Middle Ages was designed for that in mind, whereas other cultures typically used a lot more horseback fighting. And if you're wealthy enough, you have different set of armour for different circumstances. Right, now you can see the armour's on. It's pulling down on my belt quite a lot, but that's okay because I'm going to be sitting on a horse like this. So I shall go and get Talos and see how he goes. Wish me luck. Come on. Good boy. Well, he's been good so far, just walking from his stable to here. Good boy. Come around. Close the door. Good boy. Come on then. Good boy. So far. Come on. Good boy. So far, so good. I've been walking very quietly. And one of the things when you're training a horse with new scary things is try not to focus on that particular scary thing. In this case, it's my cuisse and my armour. That's the focus for me, not necessarily the focus for him, because if he doesn't have any reaction whatsoever and is completely good with it, we can move on to the next stage. So far, so good. What I'm going to do now is walk him around a little bit and then get on him, see how he is. So come on then, walk on, walk on. Good boy. Good boy. I'm making a little bit more noise. Good boy, walk on. Come on, come on you, walk on. Good boy. Good boy. Come on. Come on you. Good boy. Come on. Good boy. Hey? Good boy. So to adjust this a bit, as if nothing else is happening. Just do the normal, everyday bits and bobs. Good boy. And then just do a little bit more. So far, so good. What I actually don't want is any reaction, so that's perfect training. It's not very dramatic for the camera. It would have been much more dramatic if he charged away and I had to spend another week getting him used to it again. But he is very trusting of me. I brought him up, I backed him in the first place, nobody else has ridden him. So I'm hoping that this goes a long way to him thinking you're trustworthy, and therefore just because you're wearing something noisy and shiny doesn't mean you're not still trustworthy. So let's get on him. Good boy. Now today I'm riding him in a modern Spanish saddle. I have some suspicions that this might not go particularly well with armour, but let's find out anyway. It's a good experiment. I'll get on him now and we'll see how he is. Great thing is he's in quite a nice sleepy mood, which is perfect for training for things like this. You really want the horse wound down, not worrying too much, just chilling out, because then it's a positive and nice experience for him and it won't be a problem to train the rest of it. Good boy, eh? Good boy. Come on then. Let's get on you. Walk on. Walk on. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. That's it. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Good boy. That'll do. Now you stand there. I'm not forgetting any of the other training I'm doing as well, so I want him to stand comfortably by the mounting block, so it's an important part of it as well. Hopefully he can just stand there and chill out while I get on. Good boy. Good boy. Stand, come on. Come on. Come on. Good boy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, come on. Well, he's done very, very well, so he's not in the slightest bit worried about the armour. And don't forget, it's close where his eye is. He can see me. And, oh, there's a little bit of the field in his hair. That's a piece of a thistle. So that's very good. But just sitting on this saddle now, my legs are in an uncomfortable position. It's actually creating too much twisting of my thighs. This is very awkward, actually uncomfortable. I'll just spend another 30 seconds like this, and then what I might need to do is go and get my medieval saddle and try that and see how it works. It's a good reminder that modern saddles are designed for modern riding. Medieval saddles are designed to ride in a medieval style with armour. Right, come on then. Good boy. Walk on. Good lad. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, I actually can't get my legs in the right place on this. And if I was to ride in any extended way, my legs need to be more that way, not that way. And that's actually really hurting muscle up here. So I'm going to get off now because it's actually starting to hurt, surprisingly. And I will put a medieval saddle on him and try it again. But this is also another risky moment because getting on and off in armour, you need to keep your foot in the stirrup. So I'm going to do it. I'm pretty sure he'll be okay. But of course, this leg is going to come over and make noise. So here we go. Good boy. Ah, what a good boy. Very, very good. Well done. Right, I'm going to put the medieval saddle on because that's creating a twisting movement in my thighs. I am convinced that medieval saddlery was designed for the job, and that was to ride in armour, and also mostly for men to ride in armour, because it's designed for man's geography and geometry, if you like. It's very different to modern unisex saddles. They're less padded, but they support you in a different way. Good boy. Well done. Eh? Not in the least bit phased, are you? Good lad. Right, let's get that medieval saddle on him. I probably should have done that in the first place, but it was just quicker to put the modern saddle on. Medieval saddle goes with armour better than a modern saddle in my experience, and that's just proven it to me. Good boy. Come on then. Good boy. Good boy. Nice thick felt pad. It's about 3/4 of an inch thick. Right, now I've got medieval saddle on Talos with its double girth. Let's try the proper equipment with my medieval armoured legs. See if it makes a difference. I think it will, but you never know until you try these things out. So let me get on. You'll notice that the back of the saddle and the front of the saddle are even higher than a modern Spanish saddle. So I'm going to use the mounting block again, because if you think about it, I'd have to get my leg probably over 6 foot high to get on him. So let's see how it goes off the mounting block. Good boy. Come on, walk on, walk on. Good boy, good boy, good boy. And walk on, walk on. About there, good boy. And I have reproduction medieval stirrups as well, which are different than modern stirrups. They have a curve in them. Whoop, 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 whoop. Good boy. Come on. Instantly that feels better. Good boy. It's one of the things, if you were a medieval knight, you'd obviously have lots of people around. You wouldn't be struggling to get your foot in a stirrup. Somebody would offer it to you, and you wouldn't even know that that was a thing if you're on your own. Right, so far, so very good. That feels very, very good. Right, let's walk. Good boy. Good boy. What is eminently noticeable is that it works as a unit. So the armour fits nicely inside the saddle. You can see how my legs fit there. My legs are at a comfortable angle. I feel supported and safe, and yes, vastly different than trying to ride in a beautiful modern Spanish saddle, but one not designed for wearing armour. So I'm going to go for a little walk and test him out for a bit longer. Good boy. Good boy. And the noisiest pace is obviously, come on, good boy, it's obviously the trot. Well, this training session has been incredibly successful. He hasn't really noticed the armour. I've upped the ante with a medieval saddle as well, and Talos is probably ready for the next stage of practicing with armour, which is to wear much more of it. And ultimately, I want to test out the war lance in full harness. Good boy, well done, very good.